Welcome to Violin Adventures number 243. This week we do some varnishing of the violin. It's not very long, and then I've got a little news at the end, so hope you enjoy. I'm going to do another sealer coat, just brushing it on because the spraying I think is so thin it just doesn't feel like it has enough sealer, so I'm going to do that before I start on the oil. Now we'll see if that's better. I think it feels better already. Okay, we're ready to do an oil coat now. This is how it's looking. You can't really see it while I'm doing the sides, but it just makes, the oil varnish makes it so much richer and prettier, and also gives it a nice shine. Okay, it's time to put another coat on our beautiful violin here. It's looking good, it feels good, and we want to do more than one coat. The professor is setting the neck on his second cello.
Learn? So funny.
Okay, I wanted to just share with you a report that came out the end of this last month, June 24th, and it's on the Mendelssohn Strad, which had been reported stolen or lost near the end of the Holocaust. It was stored in a bank vault and it was missing when they went to claim it. So it just showed up recently, and it has an interesting story, and I won't share the whole thing. Back in 1940s, when the Mendelssohn family had reported it stolen, they had a black and white picture of the front and back on a poster that showed that the instrument was missing and that they were looking for it. So here's a picture that was put out in the Strad, and here it shows the front and back of the Mendelssohn violin that they were looking for. Well, that picture got put in the archives, and the Treviso auction realized that this same violin had come through their auction about 20 years ago, and the violin did not sell, but it was listed as the Stella Stradivari. So it was listed under a different name. Anyway, someone did some research on it and found, comparing the pictures, the new pictures that we have of the violin to the black and white, they were matching up the marks. I don't know if you can see this, but they are exactly the same. So they went through the front and back. All the little marks were exactly the same. So the violin has been kept in pretty good condition, but to make a long story short, they found it in Japan now, and it's gone through a lot of hands getting that far, but they've renamed it now. Instead of the Stella Stradivari, they've renamed it to Mendelssohn Stradivari, and I think they're still doing research, because what do you do now that this violin has been found, but someone else owns it and has paid good money for it? So that's just an update I wanted to share with you. Now back to our chapter here on Corelli is where we left off. We were reading about the mild-tempered Corelli. In 1680, he went to Germany, where he was well received and entered the service, but soon returned to Rome. His proficiency had now become so great that his fame extended throughout Europe, and pupils flocked to him. His playing was characterized by refined taste and elegance, and by a firm and even tone. Okay, it tells a story here. His chief patron in Rome was Cardinal Ottoboni, and it was at his house that an incident occurred which places Corelli at the head of those musicians who have from time to time boldly maintained the rights of music against conversation. He was playing a solo when he noticed the cardinal engaged in conversation with another person. He immediately laid down his violin, and on being asked the reason, answered that he feared the music might interrupt the conversation. Corelli was a man of gentle disposition and simple habits. His plainness of dress and freedom from ostentation gave the impression that he was parsimonious, and Handel says of him that he liked nothing better than seeing pictures without paying for it and saving money. His compositions are remarkable for delicate taste in pleasing melodies and harmonies. He must be considered as the author of the greatest improvement which violin music underwent at the beginning of the 18th century. These compositions are regarded as invaluable for the instruction of young players, and some of them may be frequently heard in the concert room at the present day, 200 years since they were written, and here it will probably be 300 years. And then it goes on to discuss some of his pupils. One of his pupils was named Pietro Locatelli, Pietro Locatelli became a pupil of Corelli at a very early age. He traveled considerably and was undoubtedly a great and original virtuoso. He has been accused of charlatanism inasmuch as he overstepped all reasonable limits in his endeavors to enlarge the powers of execution of the violin, and has on that account been called the grandfather of our modern finger heroes. Okay, after this comes Juan Baptiste Lully is another one of his pupils, and we'll start there next time. The Hebrew Minute. V'nilchamu elecha velo yukalu lach ki itka ani ne'um Hashem lahatzilecha. They will fight against you and will not prevail against you, because I am with you, declares the Lord, or Hashem, to deliver you, rescue, or snatch you away. If you know where this is found, please leave it in the comments below. Freddie wants to chat.
Hi, I'm Freddie, and this week my friend, Mr. Timothy Winters, sent me some pictures. The first one is of a brass candelabra that he shined up and put in his library. You can see he has so many great books. Wow. And the second one is he had a problem with a window in his house that was just too bright, and so he painted stained glass over it. It really looks good. Wow! Thank you so much for sending in these pictures, Mr. Winters. And don't forget to send me your projects. See you next time. Bye!
Here we are, Friday afternoon, beautiful and green. And looking up at the sky, we've got some beautiful clouds. Now, I have here my violin that needs to get some sun on it. So we're gonna go out in the yard and see if we can get some direct sun rays to come down on this violin. Well, there's some sun just coming out. Here we go. I like to get sun on here. That just activates the varnish and it dries a lot faster. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, the sun is really shining now. This is very nice. Yeah, God is so good. I just brought the violin out and then the sun just came right out. So now we're in full sun. This next week, my fiance Ian is coming for a visit. So instead of violin adventures, there may just be postcards when there's something interesting, and we're going to be working on projects and also traveling. So the next few weeks will be video postcards rather than violin adventures. We'll see how it goes. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your wonderful comments. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you to the new subscribers. And until next time, bye.